Hey everybody, it's Angela. I hope that things are good and groovy in your life as they are for me. Today is a different kind of day for me. Today is a harder day. Today is a day where I woke up grateful. Sorry, I just got through eating something. I woke up grateful. I'm also trying out this landscape, holding this phone in landscape. It's hard. And just feeling not my quite perky self for a multitude of reasons. And so I thought, okay, what am I going to record about today? But there's always lots of things to talk about. And I really don't know what to begin, and I'm not going to know what the theme of this video is going to be until after I make it. But today, I had a little cry. It's all before noon, right? I've been carrying some negative energy the last few days. I rejected a gift again. If you've been watching the videos, I talked about how there was an opportunity that was presented to me by an ex, and I didn't want to accept this opportunity because it was being given by him. And I immediately regretted it. I knew immediately when he offered that I should take it. I could feel it, and it was like you deserve this, you need this, accept it. But I was like, no, I'm not gonna. And then I ended up realizing it and trying to make up for it. And that's another one of my patterns. So, when I talk about gifts is like an umbrella term. Gifts can be opportunities. They can be a windfall of money. Gifts can be just something that you have been needing that's really specific that comes into your life somehow, some way, through someone, through some circumstance. It could be something material or physical, So I received a gift, and I was so happy to have it. And it really has been one of the reasons I've been feeling so much joy in my life. But I started feeling unworthy of it. Not consciously, but there's some circumstances in my life that were making me feel as though, oh, this isn't right for me. Let me just give this away. Let me just give this away. And so I gave it away. And of course, I immediately regretted it. And I started thinking, why did I do that? Why did I do that? I did that for those of you who have followed my transgender journey on my other channel. Maybe I'll go ahead and make those videos. I don't know. All of this needs to make sense. But, I had the opportunity to get a free surgery and with accommodations paid for the most part. And I backed out at the last minute, and I thought it was because, I don't know, this surgeon, it seems shady. I was coming up with all these reasons of why I was going to back out of this gift that I have been wanting for so long. And the universe, for some reason, they chose me. They chose me. We know you want this, and we're going to offer you this, and blah, 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 blah. But it was almost too good to be true. And so I backed out of it. I allowed other people's bad experiences to taint my view of this particular surgeon. And I was like, oh, God, no. So I didn't do it. I backed out. And then after a couple of months, I realized who this guy really was and how amazing his work is and how I had really been blessed to be given an opportunity to be surged, for him to be my surgeon. I would have most likely had the most amazing outcome. And I backed out. And this is a theme in my life. And so today I've been carrying around this energy of this recent blessing that I didn't allow myself to keep. And I just, where I am right now in my life is, I'm halting these cycles and I'm figuring it out. And so I was like, what the hell is going on? And so I asked myself, why? Where's my journal? Where's my journal, girl? So I can read it to you guys. I want you guys to I want this experience to be fruitful. I want you guys to learn from my experience, right? So bear with me. Basically, I realized that I have a hard time receiving not just even kindness, but it used to be kindness. I've come a long way. But random acts of kindness, random acts of gifts, random acts of love, and just random acts of money, just all of that positivity has been hard for me to receive. And it is partly because I have identified with abandonment. I have identified with being unworthy. And really, this is about my self-esteem. I've identified by being unworthy. And so I decided to ask the universe, why? Why, universe? Why do I have such a hard time with this? And if you sit and meditate and you ask the universe why, you'll get an answer. And it was clear to me that as a child, as a trans child, I was not receiving the love and attention that I needed. It just is what it is. I've not wanted to face it because I have this non-reality painted in my head of how I want to see my parents. I don't want to believe that they were this way, but they were. And there's also that part of me, like, if this ever gets back to them, I don't want them to think that I hate them or something, but my truth is my truth. And, a lot of it is because of the relationship with my dad. Like, my dad just wasn't giving me what I needed emotionally, and it made me feel unloved. And so I got used to not receiving, if that makes sense. I don't know if going into the ins and outs of it here will be good or beneficial. I don't even know if I can get through it. But what I did was, the little boy in me, and I had to be honest because that's what I was at the time. I wrote this all down in my journal. But the little boy in me, I needed to address and offer him love and let him know that he was worthy, that little child in me. And this is hard for me to get through. This is really hard for me to get through. I needed to let him know that he was worthy of love, and that just because, my dad would make promises to come and get me or to show up or to get me this gift or to get me that gift, and I never received any of those gifts. I got used to mistaking promises for love. I got used to mistaking abandonment for love because that's what I was shown. That's all that I knew. And I just remember always feeling so empty and alone. And so what I did today is I sat with that. I visualized who I was then. And I gave him forgiveness for not knowing better, for learning to love abandonment and not learning how to receive love. I just realized I need to forgive my father. I thought I had. I need to forgive my father for not getting it. I need to forgive my dad for overlooking me. I need to forgive my dad for not realizing who I was and thinking I was something he couldn't handle. So I did that. I did all this forgiveness work, and I recognize how this has shown up in relationships. I've had men who have, when they wanted to give me gifts, it's been hard for me to receive because I don't trust them. I think if they give me something, I can't even get past it. Like, I just don't deserve it. I just don't deserve their gifts. And I've fallen in love with men who abandoned me. I have fallen in love with or have played a daddy role in my life of giving me orders, having an idea of who I should be and me being it. And today I really get it and I really understood it. And I released myself from it, and that is what the cry was. And I realized the person crying in me was that 5-year-old, that 6-year-old, that 7-year-old, that 8-year-old, that 9-year-old who had been abandoned, who had gotten used to it. The me who was sitting on the steps of my school when I was 12 and 13, waiting for my dad to pick me up, and he was always late. Me always feeling it like I wasn't a priority and having no control over it, but recognizing now as an adult, I deserve to be treated like a priority. It's astounding how much our childhood affects us. And if you're still watching this video at this point, thank you for sticking through it, because, this is healing is not easy. This is the work that I'm doing. My intention is to have a loving relationship with an amazing man. And I know I have to get past these issues that I have, and so I'm willing to do it. And this is just one of the intentions I have over my life. And I don't want to bring a whole bunch of baggage, right? And I want to understand where I come from so I can heal myself and have the cries that I need to have so that I'm not taking out my issues on a man. Usher has this song, I can't remember the name of it, but it was at that Confessions album where he talks about basically he's not, somebody else has a song like that too. There's a John Legend where he's not, His Mistakes is the name of the song, where you're basically taking all the shit that you've gotten from past relationships, your relationships with your dad, or your non-existent relationship with your dad, and you're taking it and you're putting it on him. And, we have to heal that. And I think especially as trans women, we tend to have daddy issues. And there's typically a lot of abandonment issues. And I've seen so many of my trans girlfriends deal with men that, just looking at them, like, he's so not worthy of you. You're this amazing, intelligent woman who's got her shit together, and you're dealing with this bum-ass man. And it's so prevalent. And I think it's because, especially as trans women, it's hard for our dads to deal, even if our dads are around. Like, my dad was around. I mean, he didn't live in the house with me. He was a weekend dad, but, like, he was in my life, and we had a relationship, but the relationship, it was a little empty. He was my disciplinarian, and he tried to bond, but since we couldn't bond the way that he wanted to or was comfortable for him, then that was it. I'm going to leave it here. I hope you get the gist. I hope there's a gist. I'm going to watch this video back, and if I need to, I'll re-record it. I bit my lip, and so it's causing me to speak funny. I don't know what's up with that. I've been biting my lip a lot lately. All right, peace and blessings. I love you guys so much. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Wow.